are more podcasts than grains of sand. A motley crew set themselves the challenge of a lifetime to find the most kick-ass things to do and do them. This is How to Kill an Hour with Marcus Bronzy and a few guys who, well, they claim to be his friends.
Are you serious?
Hey!
Oh, bruv, that was so epic, I almost cried.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's a good way to burn a minute of the episode, isn't it? This is How to Kill an Hour. I'm Marcus Bronzy.
I'm Sean.
How you doing, bruv? You right?
Yeah, but not too bad. Yourself?
Hey, I'm good, thank you very much. I'm ready to kick off this show where we talk a little bit about how we've been killing some time, where we find some of the internet's funkiest jokes and also some of the world's weirdest stories. I've got some stories today that I'm going to struggle to even... I still don't know if they're real or not, basically. I'm trying to find out if they're hoaxes because it's just...
That bad?
It's just funny, isn't it? It's just wild. Like, wild enough for it to be believable, but also I'm like, oh, this could be a really good ruse. Anyway, we like to kick off the show talking about how we've killed a bit of time. I've got a couple of things this week.
Okay.
Very different. Forward thinking, and the other one is thinking of the moment and here and now. But before I do that, can I ask you, Sean, how have you been killing some time? AKA our Kill a Bit section of the show.
I killed a bit of time this week by going to the O2 and seeing Queens of the Stone Age.
Yes! Queens
man.
of the Stone Age, yeah?
Yo.
What's that saying?
It was
For those that don't know, Queens of the Stone Age, please furnish us.
They are a rock group.
Yeah.
But with, like, I think like the lead singer, he must be 50, 51 now. So they've been around for a while still.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But it was
Were they still throwing it down with it? Because I feel like when you see older artists, sometimes you can expect a performance of a 20-year-old, and sometimes they can, sometimes they can't.
My man was crowd surfing and everything.
What?
I'm telling you.
In the O2?
Yeah, but I know people that went to see him like 10, 15 years ago, and they're saying that he's even better now. And also his banter between songs is just like on point, man. Like he had me in stitches. Like, you know what I mean? He's just like, there are certain people I've gone to see in the past, and they've like in festivals and stuff like that, and I'm like, what's a complete wanker?
Yeah.
I just can't listen to them anymore. But it was like completely the opposite. Yeah,
man. I'll tell you who's giving it more and more energy. Example is really make sure that when he does a live show.
But I've seen Example a couple of times. I'm seeing them in, I think it's in the New Year.
Yeah, in the New Year or for New Year's.
Not for New Year's, New Year's. But he's always wicked energy, man.
Yeah, full energy. He goes to the gym and works out a lot now to make sure that he's got that kind of tour energy. I saw 50 last week as well.
You did, didn't it?
50's 48.
A couple of them and them.
Yeah, 50's 48 though, bro.
50's 48.
So 50 was moving like a established gentleman.
Is he gonna do a tour in 2 years?
He's a tourist businessman, bruv. So I was thinking, final lap tour. He sold 1 million tickets for this tour already, right? 50 at 50. It makes sense, innit?
You can't not, innit?
Yeah.
You can't not.
I think he either called this tour the final lap or the last leg or something like that. To like, he knows the deal with business. You got to do your this is the end tour, and it's like Jay-Z done his Black Album innit, and that's supposed to be his last album. Yeah. Clearly released a lot of music after that. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I caught up with KJ, one of our friends that went along with you. He said he had a great time. He had a great time. He did say that some of the levels weren't quite right with the instrumentals, and the some of the vocals were a bit muffled, and that was...
I think it's... my experience of that is you got sound techies that are good with singers, but they're not good with rappers. And they don't understand. They just see it as shouting into a microphone, so they don't respect it. They don't rate it. It's like, whatever.
That is a dead tech though, isn't it? Why would you get...
Because they put their music preference into it. I've seen it go both ways. I've seen people that like hip-hop be shit with live acts, and people that like live acts be... I'm not trying to paint all techies on it, but... The O2 is fantastic acoustically for singing. So singing artists, everyone says how amazing it is. For rapping, it can struggle sometimes. Right. And again, 50 ain't running up and down the stage doing backflips, so you're not seeing the dancing or whatever. He's like standing there doing like one arm up and down. He's a big man, bruv. You get me? Like, I get it. I want him, and he's been on tour for 5 months. So clearly, like, you know, you don't want to bust yourself up. So, yeah, there were a couple songs that were a little bit, whatever, but then there was like some of the hits, like, you know, 21 Questions and stuff like that. Just was so nice, like hearing a whole audience sing it. We had an experience that I discussed on a previous episode, where when Richie filled in about some action that happened over there as well. Which I could tell you about off the pod because I don't want to repeat myself. But yeah, it was a very funny, wild experience. So yeah, man, it's good. So, but you enjoyed it though, yeah? Good time? Good. It's a good venue.
Yeah, I'm like the sound was like incredible, but the whole performance incredible. Like I went and saw them in Margate like during the summer. Yeah, and again, amazing, but completely different.
Really?
Completely different. It was just like it was probably like I mean, guess what's the capacity the O2? What 20,000-30,000 or
for the O2? It's 12,000, I think. Or 18,000.
Come on, no way.
No, 18,000, I think. I'll Google it as you talk.
I'm thinking about because was it the same at 50 where it was like all standing? The whole of the floor was
whole of the floor was standing. Yeah.
Yeah, check that out because I was trying to. I was looking at it like a football stadium, and I was thinking, if this was a football stadium, how many people do I think would be here? I reckon at least 20,000, man. And
I'm seconds away. You're
gonna come up with like 4,000 or some nonsense.
20,000.
20,000.
Yeah. 20. Okay. So I was wrong. Like 12. Sorry.
No, 20. But like even looking at it, it looks like 30 plus.
Yeah.
Like a lot of, but. Yeah, wicked vibe, man. Wicked vibe.
Yeah, man. I think. Oh, great, man. Glad you enjoyed it, bruv. Glad you enjoyed it, man.
And same for 50.
Yeah, I don't want to see a new artist. I want to see an old established artist because one thing you're going to get is all the hits, all the bangers. And I'll be honest, it was nice just to be around a bunch of old farts because everyone was in there was an old fart.
Was it?
There were actually, to be fair, there were some like 12-year-olds, 15-year-olds, I think, or 16-year-olds. The agent was like, what the fuck are you doing here? Is your dad bringing you out? Like, but, and it was a good crowd, vibey. I feel like everyone was just a bit tired, innit? Because we're older. It's like an older audience, innit? It's just like, yeah. I was, do you know what I was like, oh, thank God we got sitting seats. I have a little sit beforehand.
People actually, oh, right.
Yeah.
During it?
No, not during. I saw one grumpy woman sitting down during the show, and I'm hoping that's just for medical reasons. Because if you're all the way at a concert and you sit, no, there was one prick actually, because I know who they are actually, but just sitting down, and I was just like, are you a prick, man?
No, I will say this. I would say all the people at Queens of the Stone Age, it was everybody on the bottom bit. It was mosh pits going on and all madness. Geez. But then everyone else was sitting.
Really?
Yeah. And there were a couple of Dunnies who would like stand up. Yeah. And people behind them going, fucking sit. People being old, innit?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. But yeah, man. No, like it's good. No, for me it was good to know that I could sit down between the like acts and stuff, and at the end I had a little sit. I just, got some weary old legs, Sean. Do you know what I mean? Weary old legs. How else have I been killing time? Oh, sorry. Anything else to bring to the table there?
Nothing exciting, bro.
Right, cool. Couple things. What I've been eating is right, and this is something that I've genuinely just bought and tried out, right, and I really like it. I've been eating a high protein cereal. Like people have been asking how I lost a bit of weight because I was a bit big.
I was wondering where the segue was there. It was
just getting it in there. But it's called cereal, and it's just this like protein flavored cereal, vegan friendly.
Protein flavored.
Protein heavy. God. It's like this cereal called cereal, and it's like this protein heavy cereal, like it's high in protein, and it's just tastes half decent. It's vegan, so I presume it's not animal protein, so it's going to be like a natural plant-based protein.
So you need to make sure it's not like soya in it.
Really? Okay. Why? All right. Why do I need to do that?
If you, for instance, if you're training and you eat too much, like soy protein or like things like edamame beans and stuff, it will like mess around with your testosterone. Like,
really?
Yeah, people have grown like boobs on their back and stuff. I knew someone that grew a boob on their back, bro.
Seriously? Mm-hmm. Was it nice?
I didn't see it or fondle it. I did neither of the two.
They use a mixture of soy and pea protein. Great for growth and repair. You don't need to do a Rocky and chug raw eggs. There you go. So it's a combination.
I would say Yeah, just the
Careful. Okay, cool. I've eaten 7 boxes.
It was one of a mate of mine who was with a personal trainer for some years, and he was like, I think he found edamame beans, and he was like, "Yo,
they're so high in protein."
They're so high in protein, and it was his personal trainer that was like, "Bro, you need to stop."
Wow, because I've seen those edamame beans that are like dried and salted, and they're like 50 grams of protein for 100 grams, where chicken breast is 25 to 30. So I was like, oh, I'm so glad, because I was about to start, because you know I like a little forest mix or a little. I like to graze on some nuts in the studio casually all day long. So I've been grazing on those nuts. I could have been grazing on those peas.
I feel like maybe I should have waited until you
grew a breast. I reckon I'd have a nice pair of tits.
Breasticle on your knee. If I had a breast,
I reckon they'd be firm. Yeah, I reckon I'd have a good nip on it as well.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon so. I reckon I'd be like, oi, Sean, eyes over here, eyes over here. Oh, sorry, Mark. Sorry, we've got a podcast to do, bruv. Yeah, all right. So that's one thing I'm doing.
Wait a minute. If I'm talking absolute shit,
go on.
Like, please. Like, people let me know, but I'm gonna look this up afterwards to make sure that But I did like the guy I'm telling you about, like
on his back. He said it was on his back. Because I would have thought a boob. I thought his pecs would have turned to tits.
No, he actually just grew. It's mad. When I heard about it, I was like, no.
With a nipple.
I believe so. I
thought you had to be born with nipples.
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure about the nipple bit.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, then you got nowhere to, like, give it a little. If he was at school with us, we would have called him back tit, innit? Or tip back.
Oh, he backed it.
Back to tip. Oh man, fucking hell, back bra. But so that was me thinking about being healthy in the future in January. Okay. So that's what I'll be eating more protein, and I think by having a little bit of protein from a cereal instead of just having a high carb thing here, or just by shifting the needle a little bit into being healthy. Is the one, you know me, I'm trying filtered water like I've spoken about on the show. I'm just trying to like lean into healthiness, but just make it a lifestyle choice instead of like going crazy. And what I'm about to talk about is a bit different to that. It's the Coravin 3. It's a wine preservation system. I'm going to hand it over to Sean right now. But as I talk about it, because I've actually discussed this on the show before, it's a system where you can open a bottle of wine, take a glass out, and it doesn't open the bottle by taking the whole cork out. A little needle goes through the bowl, and it uses the power of some gas that you get in the can. I think it's argon gas, I believe it is, to pull out a glass of wine. So you can, Sean, have a civilized glass of wine, put the bottle back, and leave the bottle for a few weeks. In fact, I think...
This is years.
Yeah, longer. So it doesn't actually open the bottle, and because it replaces the liquid that's come out, it replaces it with the gas. So it's not like...
But isn't argon what you have in your fridge? It's like
I think but it's a type of gas, Sean. Honestly, I might be getting it wrong, but I've used it before and I've not died. Yeah,
you just got a boob on your back.
Yeah, instead of boob on my back. I'll check if it is gas. What is it? I think
contains gas.
It is argon gas. It is argon gas.
Argon, yeah.
Yeah, it is argon gas, but it's pressurized argon gas.
I'm talking nonsense.
Yeah,
bro.
there you go. Talking absolutely nonsense.
What's argon in? Is it in Windows? What? Come on.
I don't know, man. I have no idea. Sean, I think you're aware that if I didn't even know what it was, I'm not going to know where argon's from.
You carry on.
All right, you're going to... Did you know? Top facts about argon. But yeah, so basically it pulls the liquid out of the bottle, puts some gas in.
It's a noble gas, bro.
It's a noble gas. Yes. So it's on the
periodic table.
Periodic table, yeah. So I'm planning to open some glasses of wine, seal them. It's quite nice to have a glass of wine at the studio and know that you don't have to clap the whole bottle or pour it away, because you can.
It's a good excuse, though, isn't it? Oh, it's going to go to waste.
Yeah, you don't want it to go to. Usually it's an excuse, isn't it? Oh, go on, then we'll have a quick one. But yeah, so that's what I've been killing some time with. Here we go.
Do you know what this is really good for as well?
What?
If you're very much into your wines and you've got like a, maybe a bottle from 30 years ago, 20 years ago even, and you want to see whether it at this point is is perfect, or you might have it and be like, well, I think we'll leave that for another.
That's the thing. Like, if you're a wine collector, or you're a wine collector that may not have enough budget to buy 7 bottles of your favorite wine, yeah, you can now have 1 bottle of wine. Like you said, take a glass out of it, treat yourself, try it, park it back up, and be like, I'll have some of you next year. Have a little glass of you.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, that's what the plan is. So yeah, been having a go at it. So yeah, there's different versions of it. There's some really smart versions of it as well that have like apps and stuff that connect to it. But the one I tried was the Corvin 3, so it's kind of just like a bit more of a manual system. Slap it on the bottle, crack on. So if for me, that model's a bit better for like someone like my dad, because if I try and give him something that's like connected to an app, he's just, do you know what I mean? It's not for him. So for him, if it's manual, he can get involved. And
What does that come in at?
Let's have a little look here, man. Let's double check that there. Because that is important too.
Were there 2 other iterations before this one?
I believe there was, yeah.
Okay. Just being a detective out here, bro.
You are sharp. 299 quid. 289 quid. The 2 is 230 quid. There you go. So that's it.
Do you have to like refill it, or
You buy little cartridges of the gas.
Yeah. Okay.
So you buy the gas from Corvin. So if you're drinking, pricey bottles of wine, I guess that could save you in a way, because you're not drinking all the wine or wasting a bottle. So say I'm not like £100 bottle of wine guy, but if you were that kind of person, you could.
Yeah, if you had like a 1961 Chateau Margaux, which costs like, I don't know, 5 bags or 5 racks or whatever you want, something like that, and then so that's like good investment.
Exactly.
Whereas if you're drinking like a bottle of Blue Nun,
Baby Sham,
yeah,
it's different.
then you're like, probably not worth it.
So there you go. So that's
what about the one with the is the one with the app like?
It'll be a bit more, yeah. I don't know the price. I can find out, but
it's interesting. Okay,
we'll put the price in the show description. We'll do that, and then everyone can find out.
The Corvin
3. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you get they also come with these little things that you pop on it like an aerator. Yeah. So it kind of just puts a bit of oxygen in the wine, zhuzhes up the flavour a little bit. Yeah, I mean,
whilst decanting.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, Sean, should we do some jokes?
Let's do it.
Time for some jokes. I've got a few.
You're gonna kick off.
Yeah, I've got. I know I said we're going to be doing longer ones now, yeah, but I've got a couple of short ones, Sean, and I just feel like I've got to hit you in them real quick. Is that okay?
All right, let's do this.
Because you have got on to me about how bad some of them are, but I can't not tell you these.
Yeah, but I like bad jokes, so
okay. I met a magical genie. He gave me one wish. I said, "I wish I could be you." The genie said, "Would wish, but you will grant it." I met a magical genie. He gave me one wish. I said, "I wish I could be you." The genie said, "Would wish, but you will grant it." Would wish, but you will grant it.
Oh, so bad. So bad. Fucking hell. Oh, fuck. Oh, your delivery was ace though. Oh, man.
I don't always whoop, but when I do, there it is.
No. Do you know what? Yeah, initially, I thought you were just doing your hooping and hollering.
That's why I had it for you, bro. I love it, man. Oh, okay.
I got a short one.
Yeah, go.
So she said.
Right. Oh, wow.
All right. 2 nuns are riding their bicycles around the back streets of Rome.
Yeah.
One nun looks over at the other and says, "You know, I've never come this way before." The other nun replies, "Must be the cobblestones." I love him. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
When I read that, it took me a minute. I'm not gonna lie.
I learned from a young age listening to Dirty Old Jokes, when there's 2 nuns, the punchline's gonna be whatever in it. Do you get me? There's one that I'll bring it to the show in the future about a nun doing press ups in a cucumber patch, like something like that.
I don't know that one.
Yeah,
I do remember the one with the 2 nuns in the car and the devil comes down from hell, lands on the car, and then one of the nuns goes to the other one, "Show him your cross," and then she leans out and goes, "Get off our bonnet." I like that.
So, all right, I've got a longer one for you. Right. I've only got a couple though, this week, right?
All right.
A woman goes into a funeral home to make arrangements for her husband's funeral. She tells the director that she wants her husband to be buried in a dark blue suit. He asks, "Wouldn't it be easier just to bury him in the black suit that he's wearing right now?" She says no. She insists it's a blue suit and gives him a blank check to go and buy one.
Look.
When she comes back for the funeral, she sees her husband in the coffin and he's wearing a beautiful blue suit. She tells the funeral director how much she loves the suit and asks him how much it cost. He says, actually, it didn't cost anything. The funniest thing happened. As soon as you left, another corpse was brought in and this one was wearing a blue suit. I noticed they were about the same size and I asked the other widow if she'd mind if her husband was buried in a black suit. She said she was fine with that, so I switched their heads.
I did not see that coming. but I like the way he thinks.
Yeah,
I like the way
listen, yeah. Sometimes you ain't got to bring the mountain to Muhammad. You bring Muhammad to the mountain, bro.
Oh,
you get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, bro? You know what I'm saying, bro?
Hey, bro,
Okay.
I've got this is a pretty long joke.
Okay.
Yeah, you ready? Yeah. All right. Joe wanted to buy a Harley motorcycle. He doesn't have much luck until one day he comes across a Harley with a for sale sign on it. The bike looks better than the new one, although it's 10 years old. It's shiny and mint condition. He buys it and asks the seller how he kept it in such great condition for 10 years. Well, it's quite simple, says the seller. Whenever the bike's outside and it's going to rain, rub Vaseline on the chrome. It will protect it from the rain. And he hands Joe a jar of Vaseline. That night, his girlfriend Sandra invites him over to meet the parents. Naturally, they take the bike there. Just before they enter the house, Sandra stops him and says, I'll tell you something about my family. When we eat, we don't talk. In fact, the first person who says anything during the dinner has to do the dishes. No problem, he says, and then they go. Joe's shocked. Right in the middle of the living room is a huge stack of dirty dishes. In the kitchen, another huge stack of dishes piled up on the stairs, in the corridor, everywhere he looks, dirty dishes. They sit down to dinner, and sure enough, no one says a word. As dinner progresses, Joe decides to take advantage of the situation. He leans over and kisses Sandra. No one says a word. He reaches over and fondles her breasts. No one says a word. So he stands up, grabs her, rips her clothes off, throws her on the table, and screws her right there in front of her parents. His girlfriend, a little flustered. Her dad's obviously livid and her mum horrified when he sits back down, but no one says a word. He looks at her mum. She got a great body too. Joe grabs mum, bends her over the table, puts on her panties and screws her every which way, right there on the dinner table. His girlfriend is furious. Her dad is boiling and mum is beaming from ear to ear, but still, total silence. All of a sudden, there's a loud clap of thunder and it starts to rain. Joe remembers his bike, so he pulls a jar of Vaseline from his pocket. Suddenly, the father shouts, "Fuck it, I'll do the dishes." That's a long one. That was
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, I just about saw that coming with you. That was good. That was good though. I like that. I like that. That's kind of similar to the one I just said. In terms of like the last minute thing.
Yeah.
All right, I hope you like this one as well.
Okay.
A man walks into a bar and says to the bartender, "I've got a little man that plays the piano in my pocket." The bartender doubts the man, but the man insists, "Look, if I show you him, will you give me a free drink?" Bartender says, "All right then." The man takes a little tiny 10-inch tall man out of his pocket. I'm doing that again. The man takes him out of his pocket. The man whips a tiny little 10-inch long person, right? He's got a little piano and he plays a little tune. The bartender is amazed and gives him a free drink. But as he gives him the drink, the guy goes, "If I show you how I did it, will you give me another free drink?" The curious bartender obliges, and the man says, "There's a little wizard in my pocket that grants wishes." The bartender hands him another free drink and says, "Look, I've got one more request." Well, the man says, "I've got one more request," as he gets his second free drink. "If I let you make a wish, will you give me another free drink? A third one?" The bartender says, "All right, cool." So he turns to the wizard and goes, "I wish for $1,000. All of a sudden, there's a massive poof of smoke, and when it settles, they are surrounded by 1,000 ducks. The bartender says, "I didn't ask for 1,000 ducks." To which the man replies, "I think the wizard's a bit deaf. I think the wizard's a bit deaf. Do you think I wanted a 10-inch pianist?"
I saw that coming right at the end. Oh, that was a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
And a good comment was, someone said 1,000 ducks is probably worth more than $1,000, but you know, anyway. Good point. Yeah, very valid point. Yeah. Took a bit too serious. Chill out, mate. Go on.
Ooh, all right. A young man walks up, sits down at the bar. "What can I get you?" the bartender inquires. "I want 6 shots of tequila," responded the young man. 6 shots? You celebrating something? Yep, my first blowjob. Well, in that case, let me give you a 7th on the house. No offence, sir, but if 6 shots won't get rid of the taste, nothing will.
Yes, man. Classic. Absolute classic, man.
Got any more for me?
I'm good for this week, bruv.
I'm going to do one more for you.
Yeah, go on.
I'm going to go one more. A husband comes home to find his wife with her suitcases packed in the living room. Where the hell do you think you're going, he says. I'm going to Las Vegas, she says. You can earn $400 for a blowjob there, and I figured that I might as well earn money for what I do to you for free. The husband thinks for a moment, goes upstairs, comes back down with his suitcase packed as well. Where do you think you're going, the wife asks. I'm coming with you. I want to see how you survive on $800 a year.
Oh man, I love that.
Very
I love
couple,
it,
see?
I love it. Hey. There you go, man. So those were our jokes of the week. There you go. Another thing that we do on the show, welcome to it. If it's your first time checking us out, is we like to look at some funky ass headlines. I just absolutely love the headlines that I'm about to hit you with, Sean. It's probably one of my favourite headlines because it's wild, but it's not so wild that it's unbelievable. So you ready to hop into that?
I want to do sound cut.
You're good?
Thanks.
Naked opera singer armed with a bow and arrow went on a rampage at a care home.
Okay, this is why this is why earlier you were like, no, this is a ruse. That's what he said. It might be a ruse.
Police had to taser Mark Holland 3 times during a standoff at a nursing home in Lancashire.
Yo, in Lancashire,
Yeah.
bruv, my mind just went, oh, this is definitely in like Florida or something.
Yeah. The fact it's in the UK is what in it? It's wild. Yeah. The naked opera singer was armed with a bow and arrow and was tasered by police after causing £3,000 worth of damage to a care home, a court has heard.
What was he? He was just shooting arrows around a care home,
Bro.
Not at old people, hopefully.
Bro, like I think. Oh, like let's be honest, right? He's clearly somebody who's at a care home, right? And he probably has to be at the care home, and he's having a bad day.
Oh,
But-
as in he was there to perform opera.
No, I think he was a resident. I mean, what an opera show that is.
You think he was a resident? You think he's a resident? I was thinking that he was like someone that went to perform for the old peoples, and then he just got pissed off at his life.
I have more information for you, Sean.
Okay, please.
Mark Holland, 63, bit young to be in a care home, I think, but you never know.
Yeah,
Depends. Everyone's different. Went on a rampage after being told he wasn't allowed to leave Belmar Nursing Home in Livingston Arms. I actually know where this is, bro. It's
Is
near.
it?
I went to uni in
it?
up north, and that's not too far. Livingston Arms, nice area. Would be a fancy home. Because he wanted to go shopping. On October the 2nd, the successful baritone who has performed worldwide lost his temper and armed himself with a bow and arrow.
Where did he get this bow and arrow from? In the care home, bro.
Oh my God, that is a massive oversight. Do you think it's one of those regal ones? And
Above the fireplace?
Yeah. You think it's one of those? It's a really nice. Do you reckon he was having his port and cheese? And he was like, I think I'm going to go shopping. And they're like, sir, unfortunately, you can't go. Hand me my rifle. Hand me my rifle.
Put his cords on.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
And drew for the regal bow and arrow that was.
Oh my God. Why in my head am I just thinking of him running around going like.
I want to know, what did he shoot? What did it say?
Okay, let's get into it. During the intense standoff with police, Holland went on a wrecking spree, causing £3,000 worth of damage. That's quite a lot. The court heard he was only stopped after he was struck 3 times with a taser fired by police officers.
Oh, this guy.
3 tasers. Machine.
Isn't it?
He was a voluntary resident at the home and is normally allowed his freedom, the court heard, but he flipped after care home bosses feared he had been drinking too much and told him he must remain indoors. Port and cheese.
I was about to say, are they cracking on? Like,
well,
crackering on?
yeah, it's cracker.
Sorry.
Hanging around with me is rubbing off on you, bruv. Rubbing off. So yeah, he was a drunk opera singer. Please, do you know what? Him singing opera, going around the home, that would be the absolute winner in this. If you
armed with
it. Yeah, armed with it. Paul Smith, who was prosecuting, said that disgruntled Holland suddenly broke out into song and appeared in his room naked. He did,
bruv. It wasn't a dream. It wasn't a dream. It happened.
Oh my gosh. It does feel like something out of a film though, doesn't it? It feels like something like that. He threatened staff who rang the police and evacuated residents to safe areas when Holland reappeared from his room wielding a bow and arrow and metal-tipped arrows.
Bruv, he just had this bow and arrow in his room this whole time.
This sounds like rich people's care home.
Just in case.
Yeah, this sounds like a rich person's care home. To have a bow, I don't care. If you have anything other than pictures on your wall, you are now stepping into the realms of having more money, right? So for example, a stag's head, money. Yeah, a crossbow, which I can only imagine is like dusty, is probably like an old like captain of a ship had something like that back in the day. I realize
could have taken out on Antiques Roadshow, innit?
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah. He's probably one of the people that go on Antiques Roadshow and they tell him the price. Oh, that's nice. What are you gonna do? Keep it. You get me? Like, yeah, don't need the money.
Cause like £3,000 worth of damage or something.
Yeah. Oh wait, we've got more details, Sean. The court heard he caused £2,800 worth of damage. See, I'm rounding
Changing
up.
their story now.
Yeah. To the home when he broke doors, set off fire extinguishers, and threw concrete bricks at a visitor's car.
Damn.
I reckon he definitely fired an arrow at a fire extinguisher.
Well, I was gonna say I'm a little bit disappointed that more damage wasn't done with the bow and arrow.
You're disappointed,
you're
almost a little bit let down.
A little bit.
Yeah. What would be a good amount of damage for you? 10k, 20?
No, but if the 3 grand was done with the bow and arrow, not like just grabbing a brick and dashing it at someone's car.
That's probably the priciest thing, though, isn't it?
Like, I don't know, ruin their artwork. Find a nice canvas and destroy it with your bow and arrow.
Do you know what though? I reckon in his angry state, in his unwell state, he probably still knew deep down that would be a step too far. He probably went to throw the port everywhere and went, oh, that's good. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's been there for 30 years. That's a good one. Yeah. The police said that it escalated quickly and they had to bring in a trained negotiator as they feared Holland would take hostage. What he should have done, right, is got a what's it called again? What are they called? Conductor to come in and be like, tell him to wrap it up, to slowly move his hands and be like I'm doing conductor moments and be like, He might have listened. There you go.
Potentially, or it would have come to a crescendo and then he would have like really badly injured someone. As long as none of the other elderly residents were hurt.
Yes.
And it was just some damage to some material things, then like...
Yeah, man. And I hope everyone that's had a crossbow face at them is okay as well, because that's crazy.
Well, we at least know they're not going to be scarred for life.
Yes, this is true. That's true. Yeah,
but no laughing matter at the same time.
Yeah, 100%. And also, they may not like opera anymore.
They may not
like opera anymore.
They might not like opera. That is true. That's true.
But yeah, 3 tasers. So he really took it, man. He really took it. Guess how long he got in jail for it, Sean?
Is it going to be like 28 days or something?
A little bit more.
Okay, 3 months.
6 months in prison, the judge has said. And he's just received £110,000 inheritance. So he's ordered to pay £3,000 to the home, £250 compensation to the car owner, and $250 each in compensation to the staff involved in the evacuation of the residents. I like that, you know. That's fair. Maybe a bit more than $250 though, isn't it? Like, ain't really good. He's got 110 bags in it, counting it. Yeah, but anyway, look, I hope you're well.
But he's only 63, isn't it? So if he knocks around for the next 30 years, it's not going to get him that far, is it?
Isn't really, is it? Yeah. No. I'm just going to buy port and cigars and probably another crossbow. Well, there you go. So that's one of my stories of the week. Have you got anything, Sean, or do you want me to carry on hitting you? All right, cool.
I've got one.
Sorry.
You ready?
Yeah, go on.
Stereo speaker battles blare Celine Dion tunes and torment a New Zealand city.
Come on.
Celine Dion making a comeback, bro.
I've heard about this, but please share this with our listeners, Sean. I'm so happy you spoke about this because I wanted to talk about this.
A subculture has developed among Pacific Islander communities based on who can blast music. Often, Miss Dion's songs the loudest. Some call it too disruptive. Bruh.
So we're in a world, Sean, where I would think like when it comes to loud music, I'd be like, yo, Skrillex, dubstep.
Yeah, it's going to be some drum and bass.
Thrash metal, drum and bass, yeah. These guys have worked out the real loudest of the loud is the Dion that is Celine. Wow. Power ballads are where it's at, bro.
And I mean, I'm trying to figure out why Celine Dion. What I'm gonna have a guess.
I'm not Sean. I'm not qualified. This is an area of specialism. You're asking me to speak about something, and I'm well under. I'm not. I've never been qualified. I mean, but I feel like power ballad wise, My Heart Will Go On, in my head is the loudest power ballad that I can think of.
Absolute banger.
She sings strong long notes, so maybe that helps when you're pumping tunes out your speakers.
I think you're on the right track here. I don't even mean to do it anymore. It was pun intentional.
Pun intentional.
Okay,
all right. All right.
So I'm going to give you a little bit of context here. A small city, New Zealand, plagued by siren battles. Cars decked out in loudspeakers, commonly used in emergency warning systems, and often blaring Celine Dion hits, is calling on authorities to step in and end the noise.
Speakers are so big they're used in emergency warning systems.
Hey, brother, I've got a picture here, and it's like we're talking about.
Oh my! So these are the speakers that usually go like end of the world speakers.
End of the world speakers. Yeah. The battles are part of a New Zealand subculture where music enthusiasts cover their cars in up to a dozen of industrial speakers, loud hailers, and sirens, then compete to have the loudest and clearest sounds. See, this is where
the clarity.
Celine's coming into her own.
Yes.
I feel like
near, far, wherever you are.
Bruv, they cruise around the streets or they sat up in parking lots with their speaker competitions. But this is the thing, innit? How would you just blaze out Celine Dion and just be like, yeah, I reckon I'm winning this battle, you know?
So it's all about clarity, I reckon. Because do you know what? I think, is it Jonah Lomu? All Blacks, right? I think he had a car with really loud speakers in it. He was on a show. Was it like a pimped kind of show?
He did, didn't it?
So
I do remember that.
So and he used to play tunes. But so I reckon all these guys, what they have to do is get in their cars, park them in one place, drive to another destination, and then two cars have a sound off in it, and they have to say like one presses play from there's got to be a remote control thing, because if they've got, you know, these kind of flipping emergency service level speakers, I'm going to presume they've got a Bluetooth or an app that can press play.
Are you saying because it's Celine Dion, the fun has got to be safe?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I don't think they'll have bleeding ears. You get me? At the end of it, do they? Sean, this is where the plot thickens.
No, but you are right here. A report in local media outlet The Spin-Off quoted the member of one siren group explaining Dion's music was popular because it is clear, with high treble and not much bass.
Right.
But Baker says the siren kings of Pororua are terrorising residents with unwelcome takes on Dion's classics.
Shit.
They play half a song and tweak it on their things and make a screeching noise, so it is not like you're listening to good music.
Oh, they probably do feedback loops that goes like near, far, wherever you are.
It's a remix.
Sounds fucking annoying if I'm honest. Do you know what? It's like people that have really high pitched loud exhausts, but it's not a Ferrari that they're in. So I like meaty exhausts. I don't like that. I went that's what I like.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think those kind of it's I mean, do you know what? It's the kind of ASBO worthy behavior that I'm here for, because it's annoying, it's frustrating.
People are like contemplating moving away, bro.
Wow.
You're uprooting people from their homes, and it's not cool.
That's not cool.
Come on,
but it's kind of cool.
Come on, peeps.
It's kind of cool. Tell the truth. You want to see? Kind of want to see one in it. I want to see a battle now.
I want to see a battle. I just don't want to see. I don't want to see. Like, I'm sure in New Zealand there's lots of
space.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like drive a bit further out.
Wow, can you imagine Lord of the Rings with Celine Dion blazing in the background? They got their adventure. We got an adventure. Whoop. But I like the sound of it, Sean. I won't like the sound of it. It's like people that live right next to the fun. Actually, you used to live near a fun fair, innit? Great, I'd think. Not great though, is it? Because you get all the noise and people with it, innit?
Yeah.
But going to a fun fair is cool. But living in a fun fair, I don't know. Next to a fun fair, I don't know, man. I don't know. You tell me. Am I right?
I mean, it was a pop-up one, innit? So it wasn't like an all-year-round one, because it probably would get a bit
Imagine that all year round. Imagine that. Fucking hell. Yeah. But I love it,
People
Sean.
love a fun fact.
I do love a fun fact. But do you know what, Sean? Thank you for because I saw that and I know you mentioned talking about it on the show, I think, and then I'm glad that you did. That's flipping great, man. So thing is, we like loud music. Like in our cars, you know, we've got the bass crunked up in it. Man's black-activated his sound system in it, so it's sounding nice out there. I love bass. I don't know if I love treble and hi-hat that much. I don't think that's a thing. But for them, I don't think it's for listening, driving experience. It's for how can we get the biggest sound out of our cars.
It's just purely competition. I don't know if there's any enjoyment from it.
Yeah, man.
No, I love bass, but it's balanced.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you've got to have balance.
There are times where, remember back in the day, we were youths and we put massive bass boxes, amps, everything in our cars, and then you just couldn't hear any of the mids and highs. There was nothing. It was just like it was just pure bass. And
it's like,
like
ding, 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 ding.
yeah, pretty much that.
We'd be like, we're the guys here. Fucking hell. But yeah, all right, Sean, I got one more story for you. We'll get into super quick.
Let's do it.
Suspected mushroom poisoning. Australian woman charged with 3 murders. This is going to make an amazing Netflix documentary. An Australian woman is suspected of poisoning her former in-laws and others with deadly mushrooms at a lunch she served. She's been charged with multiple accounts of murder and attempted murder. 3 people died after Erin Patterson, 49, served beef Wellington, a dish that includes mushrooms, to guests in July. While the 3 murder charges relate to the lunch, 3 of 5 attempted murder charges are linked to a separate incidents between 2021 and 2022. That means she's been trying to do this for a while, bro.
Oh, she's perfecting.
Yeah, man, she is. Patterson maintains she's innocent. She said she did not intentionally poison her guests at the family lunch at her home on the 29th of July in the Victoria town of, I'm sorry if I'm saying this wrong, Leongatha. Toxology reports that the victims consumed death cap mushrooms.
It's in the name, bro.
Yeah, death, bruv. Definitely.
She doesn't sound like a fun guy.
Yeah. No, she's not. I mean, listen.
Oh, you didn't.
Oh,
come on. Sorry, we're terrible.
We've not got mushroom for many more of those jokes, Sean. All right.
Oh, sorry.
Right. Her former husband, Simon Patterson, had also been invited to the meal but was unable to make it at the last minute. The plot thickens.
Yo, did they like, was it like Final Destination? Where like, because he was supposed to be there.
Oh, he was supposed to be there.
Supposed to be there and eat the death cap mushrooms, but he didn't.
You know what? That film really scared me, Final Destination. Because you kind of knew someone was going to get hurt. It was just waiting for him to get hurt.
It was the anticipation of it.
Yeah, that's what I don't like. That's horror. I don't like anticipation.
Same.
That's what gets me every time. The police have not provided the details of the 2 attempted murder charges. However, it's known that one of the guests at the meal fell critically ill but survived. She's also been charged with 3 accounts of attempted murder. And
it just so happened that everyone else ate it, and she cooked all this food and didn't eat any of it.
So I believe there's an update of this, and I need to find it now, because she is in a. She basically, I think she's trying to say, if I can remember it right, I think she's trying to say that she ate the food as well, and there was some of the mushroom stuff in there. But it's very easy if you make a beef Wellington to put a little mark on it and know which bit of it to eat. If you know what I mean. You get me?
Yeah.
I'm going to get the update here. Mushroom murderer update. Mushroom murders is what it's called.
I mean,
the full timeline of the mushroom murder events.
Right. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Go on. Sorry, Sean. I spoke over you, mate. You were saying?
No. I want to hear the timeline.
Okay.
I want to hear her. I want to hear her defense, innit?
What, the defense? Oh my gosh!
I want to hear what's her.
All right, here we go. More details have emerged. Something's not quite right. Let's go. Erin Patterson has been accused of murder of a deadly mushroom meal. Was a Melbourne air traffic controller in 2001 before abruptly leaving in 2002. At the time, she was not married to her ex-husband Simon Patterson and went by the name of Erin Scudder. Former colleagues who do not wish to be named described her in one word as a loner.
Harsh.
That's a burn, innit?
It's harsh.
That's a like what?
It might be apt, but still harsh.
I know that's tough, innit?
Yeah.
So, you know, someone who like their own time, whatever. It's like me. Call me somebody who enjoys food. Don't call me a fatty, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like, get me? Marcus enjoys the simpler things in life. Stupid. Do you get me? The way he could get me. He's a simple man. Not the sharpest tool in the box. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, she'd say weird off the cuff things and just not get along with everyone. Like, oh, have you heard death cap mushrooms can kill your family? But if you've got to put it in a beef Wellington, you could probably eat one side of it and survive. They also described her as secretive. And why they'd gotten to know each other and about each other's families.
Why are they being nosy for? Do you know what I mean? She's there quiet, like minding her own business, and stop trying to get all up in her business.
Exactly, man. You know what? People find it weird. Isn't it weird how, and I don't ever rib you for it, we crack a joke about it, that you're not a big fan of social media and you're not on it. People are like, that's a red flag. I'm like, no. Some people just ain't on the socials, bro. Like, do you know what I mean?
It's a red flag for to not be on the socials.
Yeah, like, it's a bit dodgy. I'm like, no, man. Man's got a life to live. I don't know. But have you ever heard someone say, oh, you're not... You are on them, but you're not on them, innit?
Yeah. So I suppose maybe I don't even hear the comments. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
More for you, loners. Right, so more information. So I've got more information. Right, so on the 29th of July, Erin Patterson served beef Wellington pie to her guests at her house, which included former parents-in-law Don and Gail and Patterson. So Don and Gail Patterson, which is her ex-husband, Gail's sister, Heather Wilkinson, along with Heather's husband, Ian. Patterson's, his parents both died, along with Heather. Heather's husband, a 68-year-old Baptist church pastor, Ian Wilkinson, survived, but was put in a coma for 2 months.
Wait,
fuck.
So she did all this because she wanted to kill her ex-husband's parents?
You've
already divorced the brother, innit? Like, or he did. Or anyway, whatever.
Look,
if it was mutual, we don't know. But you're not married to him anymore. Why have you got to go after his parents for?
I'm sorry to end this on a cliffhanger, Sean. But we're going to have to wait for more information to come. But let's just say I've been pretty accurate with my guesses this week, haven't I, on the show? Let's be honest, bro.
You have been.
I've been naked opera singer, drunk. Yeah. Your story, I was getting quite accurate there as well. So I'm going to say, right, I reckon it's this. She went for inheritance. I reckon there was some clause somewhere. Maybe she wasn't fully divorced. Maybe it was divorced but not on paper. Whack the whole family. And she gets everything. Like if his parents died, he'd get the cash. But if his parents died and she died,
goes to the sister.
Yeah,
but it doesn't. It goes to the second cousin.
Yeah,
inviting everyone in.
She was just like covering everyone. And I think I read somewhere that she had a little bit of the death cap in her system. And I reckon if you came to someone's house, if you came to someone's house, she's like, sorry guys, I'm not having any beef Wellington, and everybody died except for her. Or most people died except for her.
People would be like, I reckon there's something a bit dodgy going on here.
Yeah. But if she also had the beef Wellington, she'd be like, I don't know what it is. Like, who put the death cap mushrooms in this beef Wellington that I prepared?
I was just fortunate that I just had 1/20th of what everyone else had.
Oh, that was it. She's tried to say here that she bought them from a store. No shop in the world would even risk selling that stuff unless the shop was called How to Kill Someone. How to Kill an Hour, yeah. Unless it was like the murder shop, like we have death cap mushrooms or cyanide. Yeah, or here's that stuff is it cyanide that's inside peach seeds?
Inside what? Peach seeds?
Peach seeds, yeah. There's something in there. There's something that's peach seeds or apricot stone seeds. Whatever.
Yeah, that actually rings a bell.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's cyanide, maybe something like that. But yeah, it kills people, which is why you shouldn't try and eat the insides of I think you have to eat 100 insides of stones, which. If you do that, you're probably not going to be very well anyway. But anyway, look, I'm babbling on. We have to get out of here, Sean, because this is a late night record. It's been good seeing you as usual.
Likewise, bro.
It's been great. I've been killing some time with you. Loving the community growth on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter and on TikTok. So check all of those at How to Kill an Hour. I'm Marcus Bronzy at How to Kill an Hour. Where can we find you on the internet, Sean?
Not on the internet. Not on the internet of things.
Yeah, man. We've also got some really cool stuff coming up to tell you about. Please remember to support our sponsors and the people that support us, because by supporting them, you're supporting us. Big up yourself.
What he said.
Yeah. Safe.